these nuts?
Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. On this episode, we're going to be looking at the emo outfit, the Dismemberment Plan. The group formed in 1993 in Washington, D.C., the same place that they would call home throughout their duration as an active band. Musically, they played a variety of emo, post-punk, and math rock, constantly upping their game and playing the weirdest riffs that they could possibly find. They did numbers for the early aughts emo movement, pushing the genre forward with their quick licks and odd lyrics. All in all, the Dismemberment Plan is an incredibly formative band that continues to see their influences in the music world to this very day. So, to help you get into this amazing outfit, I'll be recommending 2 albums and 3 individual tracks to jumpstart your love for the Dismemberment Plan. As always, the albums are up first. The first record from the Dismemberment Plan that I think you should lend your ear to is their 1995 debut, ! I have a feeling that a lot of people who already know this band are going to be raising an eyebrow at this decision, but just hear me out. ! Is so raw and bursting with brilliant math rock and indie ideas. It may not be as clean and polished as their other albums, but this record is wholly them all the way through. On the track, The Small Stuff, Travis Morrison sounds as deranged as ever. The instrumental complements this near insanity through questionable chord changes and abrupt transitions. This, ladies and germs, is the basis for much of the Dismemberment Plan's music. Another eclectic track is If I Don't Write. In all honesty, this is one of the calmer cuts on this project. It doesn't feature the disjointed tendencies that would dominate their discography, making this a rather easy listen. It's amiable, which is probably a good thing for new listeners to hear. I also want to talk about the closing track, Rusty. Another one of those hard to find peaceful songs. The instrumental is very enjoyable, especially when it comes to the bass. In no way, shape, or form does this song even begin to push the boundaries of music, but that's okay because it's still a great cut. Like I said, I totally understand that people are going to argue with me over choosing this album, especially when there are records like Change out there, but ! Still has some very accessible tunes, albeit they are a little rough around the edges. Just go listen to ! For yourself if you haven't yet, and well, you decide. The next Dismemberment Plan album that you should check out is their 1999 magnum opus, Emergency and I. Attaining the elusive Pitchfork 10 out of 10 is not all that this album is known for, as it has become a classic for many music enjoyers. As soon as the album kicks off with A Life of Possibilities, you are introduced to this whole new world of sound through this very strange bass. This track has so much character, from the vocal melody and tone all the way down to the frilly guitar licks. It's instantly iconic, becoming one of the strongest opening tracks for any album that I've ever heard. Then you get the undeniably catchy What Do You Want Me to Say? I love the instrumental in the verses so much, as the bass acts as a shadow to the vocal melody while the guitar plays the same note over and over. It's minimalistic while still having some intense moments, swinging between boring and epic. Another standout cut is You Are Invited. Possibly Morrison's best delivery on the album, this song is so lovely. I can never tell if they use an actual drum machine here or not, but the spatial awareness in the production, mainly due to the placement of the instruments themselves, is simply sublime. And the first instrumental barrage around midway through the song slaps so hard. I cannot talk about Emergency and I without at least mentioning the song 8.5 Minutes. To be blunt, this song is manic as fuck. It's all over the place, featuring a menagerie of noises, but it still comes together to sound really good. Is it magic? Possibly. A magician never reveals their secrets, so I won't really do any more diving into that. Emergency and I is one of the weirdest albums that I've ever seen gain so much critical and commercial love at the same time. I don't turn to Pitchfork for much, but damn it, they were not lying with this review, that is for certain. Anyway, that will close out the album, so now it's track time. The first track from this group that you should spin is The Ice of Boston from their 1997 LP, The Dismemberment Plan is Terrified. Off the bat, this song sounds, well, normal. The instrumental is pleasant and benign, mainly relying on a repetitive guitar pluck. Morrison joins the fold with a signature brand of quirky, spoken word singing until the instrumental has a shift into utter carnage, with Morrison's vocals following in suit. This track has a weird tempo throughout, but it also keeps you on your toes and adds to the overall excitement of the cut. It's less of a song and more of an art piece, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Another required listen should be Time Bomb from their 2001 record Change. The main reason I picked this this song is because the technical proficiency in the instrumental is absurd. The percussion is unreal, the bass ignites inner anxieties, and the vocal performance is nearly haunting. Morrison and company completely body this performance, and it kicks a plethora of asses. Personally, I think this is one of their greatest songs for all of the reasons above and plenty more. You are a total sucker if you don't listen to Time Bomb. Finally, I'm going to talk about a live song. If I were to make a bingo card for this show, I think that Luke Talks About a Live Song would be the free space at this point. The song in question is Girl O'Clock from their Live in Japan 2011 album. Now, I have to stop you to ensure that you listen to the entirety of Emergency and I before you listen to this live cut. You will be absolutely floored by this performance. I mean, Morrison's vocals deserve an award for this track alone. Girl O'Clock is already a mathier song from Emergency and I, but this live version really holds up a microscope to show the difficulty in playing this track. Honestly, the rest of the record is fine, but Girl O'Clock really made me appreciate this band on a whole new level. I suggest you give this the old college try. And that will conclude my video on the Dismemberment Plan. Links to all the albums and tracks that I've discussed here will be located in the video description box below. Scroll down just a little bit more to the comments section and let me know if you took any of my recommendations seriously. Maybe you are a newbie to the Dismemberment Plan, maybe you are a seasoned vet, whatever it is, let me know if you thought that I picked some good albums and tracks here. If you have any artists that you would like to recommend for this show, make sure to leave them in the comments as well. I do have a bit of a backlog built up, but that does not mean that I do not appreciate and love your input. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this every single week, along with a show called Stacks of Wax, where I go through my record collection A through Z and just really show off what I have, some rare records, some common records, whatever they are. It's cool to see things on wax. Also, this is week 1 of me transitioning this show into having 2 So You're Interested Ins a week. That's right, you're going to have a brand new So You're Interested in just a couple of days as opposed to waiting a whole week. We're gonna see how long I can keep up with this schedule, but hey, it's worth a shot. So for now, you're getting more content than you would have before. And I think that that puts a nice, neat bow on everything, besides to make sure to go out and support your local record store if you are able to, along with the local artists in your area. And well, until I see you next time, happy listening.